I got Draca hiding in the woods with her kin. By kin, I mean the trees. And we got Throt with his ready lads. Here I go against RogueAI here on this map. Dusted Steps? I don't remember. We got 2 Great Eagles, 2 Dryads, Eternal Guard, and 2 Weight Watchers. Why Weight Watchers? Because I know those weapon teams are coming. Got Avalanche Mortars hiding in the woods, and I know they're hiding in the woods. I know they're somewhere in the woods. Plague Priests, Throt, Skaven slaves all over the place. Spears, clan rats. You know how Skaven works. Throt was a bit unexpected. I was really expecting Ikit Claw, and I'm sure the rest of you expected that as well. When you think Skaven, you think Ikit. But knowing that Ikit's going to be around, I try to be a little more stealthy, change my playstyle up. Instead of going with 17 units, mainly Glade Guard, to outshoot all the clan rats, which, if it was Throt, then actually seems pretty good idea. Except when you think about it, the weapons teams will end up trading pretty well. I'll lose my front line, and then the slaves can just run into my Glade Guard, stopping me from shooting. And then you have mortars in the back, or Jezzails. Jezzails are actually really annoying. Natty Boobos especially. Able to snipe most of my stuff. And they will do it efficiently, effectively. You got Cleansing Brew and you got Brass from Ikit if that's the case. So yeah, maybe 17 units of Elves ain't the idea. So that's why I went with this. I went with Draca because she's not exactly the easiest to kill. Although I think I would prefer the Glade Lord to net down Ikit, which would have been the smarter play, thinking about it now. But I've had success with Draca. She can get into a front line, clean up some Skaven, fear them away, and just keep pushing up the board with the Eternal Guard who can back her up. Assuming the Eternal Guard haven't been blown to shit. Skirmish Cav, I'm trying to have the Scouting Eagles try to do their scouting thing and also prevent any Skaven to possibly push out in the open. And since they're not going to do that, I'm going to take these Weight Watchers and try to blow the shit out of those mortars who are focusing on the Eternal Guard. I need to push up so that way he can at least get some friendly fire in with those Avalanche Mortars, because just sitting here is not going to do me any good. Skaven slaves, slingers aren't going to do that great, but they are still going to be annoying. And already he's trying to shoot away. I think this is a huge misplay. I think the Avalanche Mortar should have been shooting into my Weight Watchers instead. He's sending in some Skaven slaves to try to bug him down, but it's not going to do too great. And now that the... Ooh, nice little spell there. Pendulum there. By the way, I brought Melikoths and Pendulum. I was thinking of trying to bring in the... what is the other thing? I don't actually understand... Oh, that's why I brought Melikoths. I brought it for weapons teams, but then I see that weapons teams actually have 12 models. It's kind of pointless. I would have rather had the Dryad summon, to be honest. Glade Rider is running down all the Rat Ogres and such in the woods. Thankfully, if you're going to keep a unit like Weight Watchers or anything around, keep them near a Vanguard point for your eventual counter charges from Glade Riders, which is why they stuck in that woods in case Avalanche Borders and such, and for counter charge. And Strika doing exactly what she intended to do, just beating up on all these boys, all these ratty lads, trying to hold the objective, not going to push because I don't need to. Draca can go in and try to deal with these mobs pretty well. Eagles. Eagles are the play here. I like Manticores, and Manticores are way better than Eagles, but Eagles actually have a pretty decent charge bonus. I think it's like 65, 70. And they do pretty good in dealing with those weapons teams. Throt is a bit compromised here. The Weight Watchers will shoot into him, and they're doing pretty good damage. And they're shooting over the woods, so it's actually doing me quite a good favor there. Trying to get my Eagles out. One of them gets compromised while trying to deal with it. Draca's still beating up on everything here and doing a pretty decent job at cleaning up some slaves with the Pendulum going down. Mortars are back online. Don't want to see that. I need to get those... Yep, get those Eternal Guards moving. Already took 1/4 of the models out. We got Sisters of Thorn. Sisters of Thorn here I like, just to hit the mortars with that Curse of Menhir, or whatever the spell is called. I never use it. Lower their melee defense. Ah, that's so gross. Oh, and I just cast it on them, and it still does a massive amount of damage. So yeah, that's why I like them. Also, they're 38 shots, poison damage. They're pretty good. I want to try them out here. I think this is the best time to experiment with them. 40 physical resistance, so if those wolf rats come at him, as long as they don't have the magic attack, I should be able to clean them up pretty quick. Although, I don't know why you wouldn't bring the magical attack ones. And even if he does bring them, I can kite him. Yeah, yup, absolutely destroy those weapons teams. And they can charge into the wolf rats quite nicely. Yup. So he tries to surround the eagle. We ended up surrounding them, and he's got more wolf rats and rat ogres to come in. And we're just gonna run through all the Skavens because they're so easy to just run through and run to safety. Weapons team have been taken care of, so we can now deal with the rest of the night. With the Way Watchers being unmatched. Skaven slaves in the woods, I guess I understand that. You don't want to get them shot. And you have so many of them that, yeah, their shooting isn't going to be hampered too much by the woods. I mean, it is, but not as badly as, say, Way Watchers. Their 60 model count versus, what, 160, 120 with the slingers? And the Way Watchers shooting into Throt. Weird cast there from the Pestilent caster. I don't understand that. I think he was trying to hit the Eternal Guard there. Not sure. And also, these Skaven slaves don't want to come out of the woods, because if they do, the Sisters of Thorn could hit them. The other Way Watchers, nice wolf rats in the woods, although they are in the woods. We have we have Woodsman. I believe that's the ability, so they're not gonna be as effective. Matter of fact, we're actually taking the fight to them and winning with Way Watchers. That's kind of weird. I really wasn't expecting that. Yeah, Way Watchers beating up dogs in the woods. Who would have guessed? So yeah, the Way Watchers here providing plenty of the fire support that I need. Now I know what you're thinking. Why not bring the Swift Shiver Shards? Even though they're cheaper, I really think the range goes a long way. You know they're gonna bring weapons teams. Especially if I was expecting the Globadiers. I was expecting a bunch of Globadiers and Flamethrowers. Flamethrowers to just shut down all the Dryad possibilities, and Globadiers are just good for how cheap they are. And so I would just go in with Way Watchers, take out one team at a time, build up on side points, and just shoot down any Skaven slaves until they're all gone. Maybe get some charges on them, fear them away, have the weapons teams hit by the eagles, and try to shoot down high priority targets, the Rat Ogres, maybe Storm Vermin. Because I think Storm Vermin is actually, it's a mix-up. You could go either Spear or you can go Halberd or Sword and Board. Because if you expect a lot of arrows, you go Sword and Board. But there's Cav, and although the Cav isn't great for dealing with Storm Vermin, I mean, there are a few exceptions to that. You have the Christmas reindeer coming in. They're actually an option I was considering too. Nice little pendulum here. But I think this ended up, I think they're just too expensive for what they are bring. Definitely not a bad choice. Definitely something I should reconsider if I were to do this again. And speaking of reconsider, I'm reconsidering bringing in Draika. Just bring in the Glade Lord. She's already down so much. Maybe even bring in a Spell Weaver just to heal. Or the Twins. I think the Twins aren't the worst, although Rattling Guns and Giselles would actually be a nightmare. Definitely should have been in this matchup. Just bring a whole lot of chain guns to absolutely crump anything. Protect those mortars properly. So yeah, I think it was a bit of army comp here, and yeah. And it was just sloppy on both our parts, if I'm gonna be honest. Although RogueAI played it well, I definitely could have did better on my execution and army list. But next time I deal with Skaven. Definitely would have dealt with worse things. Especially lose the Great Eagles. I really don't think they were that great. Definitely a trash unit. Would prefer anything else. Maybe go for a rush. I don't know. Skaven is one of those factions I really struggle against, and I'm sure many do. They just have so many bodies you have to get through, and the big problems are always the hardest to get through. So yeah. Alright folks, going over the value. Let's drop a like and a sub, please. If you're not already subbed and if you haven't already liked, I would greatly appreciate it, because we're on the road to 2,000, and every sub would help. Every like helps. Please, please, please. And join the Discord. Come see me play or come play some games. I would also appreciate that as well when we have our streams. Alright, folks, with all that said, I hope you guys have a good one. Peace and goodbye for now.